Welcome back, welcome back. You are tuned in to Coffee in the Morning with Nick the Obsidian right here at PoortFM 88.2. That was It's About Time by Boom Shaka, throwing it all the way back on a Wednesday, not even on a Thursday. We're taking it back on a Wednesday. But as you know, it is a Wellness Wednesday here at PoortFM. But obviously in Coffee in the Morning, we like to do something slightly different where I do bring you a coffee of the morning every weekday. And it is Wednesday, so it's only fitting for your coffee to then be a mocha, which is made with a single shot of espresso, additives being cream, steamed milk, and then a tablespoon of cocoa powder, which provides you with a very chocolatey feel, which is essentially just a sweet treat to say congratulations, you made it halfway through your week. I did say that we have a jam-packed show today, but I am in studio. To keep it simple, I'm going to call him a multidisciplinarian. Is that adequate? Is that okay
Sure,
with you?
sure thing.
Okay, beautiful. I am in studio with Clement Chauke, who, as I said, multidisciplinarian. He has a finger in every pie. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning to you too, Nick, PoortFM family, your Kasi, your Stasi. I
Yes.
must say, I'm excited to be here. It's my first time, coming here.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to a fruitful conversation, and I like the energy that is in the room. Your
Thank
energy, of
you.
course.
Thank you. Thank you. Stop. Make me blush. But I am also very much excited about this. But let me not waste any more time. Let's hop straight into it, right? So, you do work with the government communications and information system. Can you elaborate on what it is that you do there and how it ties in with the youth, which I've read you tend to have a soft spot for?
Sure thing. First thing first, I'm a transformational speaker, a leadership coach, and a radio content contributor. So, with radio, there are topics for different seasons. This month, it's Cancer Awareness Month. And one of the things that we're looking at as a country, we have approached a period of examinations. And what I do with the GCIS, I go through two different platforms to address different topics. So
Okay.
today we're here to speak about
Speak about
examinations
it.
for
Okay.
2024.
Okay, I am looking forward to that. But I am aware that you're involved with many things, and you mentioned some of that, including that of being a radio content producer, a certified youth mentor and leader, the Miss Influence South Africa president.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
I
yeah,
know
yeah,
about
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
and a transformational speaker, as you mentioned, which is just to name a few. Is there ever a time when the focus is on the youth, but you find yourself having all of the roles that you play intertwine, and then it kind of gets mixed up with all of that? And how do you handle the situation in that point in time?
I like the question. Most of the people, they ask me, how do I manage to juggle all these things?
Yes,
And
yes.
my response always is, you need to, work on your order of priorities. The one who fails to plan, the one who fails to plan to
Plans to
fail.
fail.
Yeah. So
Yes.
you need to plan your days in advance, weeks in advance, months in advance, and your years in advance. So I'm the person who's always on schedule. Even right now, as soon as I'm done here, I go to the next platform. After that
Oh.
platform, I go to another platform. After those platform, I do my work as a graphic designer as well. So
Oh.
life, by the way, life is all about juggling.
That
No
is
room
so
for
true.
excuses.
That is
Yeah.
so true. That is so true. And what I realized, having been in matric not too long ago, is that the work doesn't start when exams start. It
Yeah.
starts in the beginning of the year
Yeah.
already, if not the year before.
Yeah.
So I do,
So yeah,
I
yeah.
do
So
see
I
that.
like that. The Chinese, they have a proverb that says the best time to plant a tree, it was 26 years ago. The
Yes,
second best time is today.
that is
So
so true.
throughout the year, we can count it as our 26 years ago, because throughout the year, matriculants, they work for 25%. The second best time for you to plant the tree, it is
Is
called
now.
today. So when you go to your examination room, you definitely gonna work for 75%. So
Yes.
you still stand the highest chance to can pass,
Of
to ace your
yes.
subjects with
Yes.
distinctions. When you five come January, when they get their results, you need to put in the
The
work,
work,
plant a seed,
yes.
and that seed, it is called studying. If you
Yes.
study, you put in the work, you will definitely produce results. So
Yes.
study, 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 and eliminate in your space every distraction. So never
Absolutely.
look down upon yourself because of you failed first term, second term, third term. You still stand the highest chance to can pass with distinctions.
That is so true. Thank you. And being a certified mentor and transformation officer, could you maybe provide some insight on how a student can learn to study efficiently?
Most important thing is life doesn't begin with rest. It
Yes.
begins with work. If we were to take it to the context of the Bible, God didn't start with resting. The first 6 days He created the heavens and earth. He was working. And Jesus says, my Father never ceased to work. So the God who created us is a working God. First thing first, young people, they want to start life with resting. If you play now, you will
You're gonna have to
suffer
work.
later. If you
Yes.
suffer now, you will be able to play later. So I want to encourage each and every young person, create time for you to study. And the other thing that you need to prioritize, especially during this examination period, it's rest. Rest is important. And when I speak about rest, I am not speaking about sleeping. At night, we all sleep unless you are working night shift. So at night we sleep, we don't rest. During the day, that's when you can allocate time. Instead of using social media, take at least 1 hour to rest on your bed, sleep, so that your creative juices may be able to flow.
To flow for you to then
Yeah,
go on with productivity.
rejuvenation. So
Yes.
rejuvenate. Yeah.
I hear you. And then being cognizant of everything and possibly having access to certain information that is not public, to public knowledge. What would you say are some of the socio-economic challenges that affect students during exam season?
Socioeconomic challenges, that young people, they have to deal with, especially during this examination period. I'll give an example with, communities where learners have to travel, walk, let's say 20 kilometers, 15 kilometers, 10 kilometers to school without transportation. And they're telling you that you're going to write your exam at 3 p.m. or 2 p.m. And then now you have to walk. The sun is blazing. You're sweating. It's hot. When you get into examination room, obvious you are tired, and you are this and all those things. So I will also like to send the word out there, those who are integrated in communities, who know about their social ills and they're able to put in an helping hand. If you own taxis, you can sacrifice and offer 10 taxis only for this examination period to help learners to arrive at school on time. Those who are struggling with doing research or getting an environment that is quiet for them to can study, if you are able to provide that environment, even resources, lend out a helping hand.
Yes.
A helping hand, yeah.
Because why? The youth is the future.
The youth is the future, yes. And we need to cultivate that future. The other thing that I like, it's a popular saying. It says, youth, they are the leaders of tomorrow.
Yes.
But one thing that I want to emphasize is we are not the leaders by default. We need to build a system that will raise young people to become leaders. So it starts with us who are up there to can pull others to where we are at. So I'm encouraging every listener of PoortFM, your Kasi, your Stasi, who has just tuned in right now, please find the 10 young people in your community to adopt, equip, and empower. That's how we will build a better community.
That is so true and very profound as well. But as a personal development coach and in light of World Mental Health Awareness Month, what are some ways to deal with anxiety, not just for the students during exams, but for the community at large?
Most important thing is focus on the things that you can control. Anxiety, it's sparked in most cases and created by our worry for tomorrow. I'm worried about, will I be able to go to university? Worried about, will I pass? Live a day at once. So the best way to can overcome anxiety, it is to focus on things that you can control. And don't beat up yourself for having shortcomings. All of us, we have our own shortcomings, and your shortcomings, they remind you that you are a human being. So embrace your weaknesses, be true to yourself that this is how far I can go, and don't stretch yourself beyond your capacity. That way, when you start to say, this is my capacity as a speaker, this is my capacity as a presenter, and then you are able to perform within your jurisdiction, it will help you to deal with unnecessary anxiety. Believe in yourself. You are the best. You are good the way you are.
That is... This man is just motivating. He's just giving
Yeah,
the things.
and I want to say to you, you are the best presenter.
Stop
Yeah.
it. Thank you, man. I appreciate it very much.
You're welcome.
I try.
Sure.
I do try. But in closing, is there maybe anything you'd like to say to the youth and more especially the matriculants?
What I would like to say to youth is cut off a bad company that corrupts a good character.
Yes.
And then the
yes,
second
yes.
thing, there's a profound proverb that says, when you walk with the wise, you become wise. So vice versa, if you walk with failures, you'll
You're gonna
become a
become a
failure.
failure.
If you walk with smokers, you become a smoker. If you walk with drunkards, you become a drunkard. If you walk with criminals, you become a criminal. Each and every one of us, we are a total sum of 5 people that we spend our time with. And there's a profound saying that says, show me your friends now
I'll show
today,
you
and I'll
your
show
future.
you your future. So if you wanna see if you will end up in prison, check your friends. If they go in and out of prison, prison is your next destination. If your friends made it to university and they've started businesses, if you work with 5 businessmen, you will become the 6th businessman. If you work with 5 billionaires, you will become the 6th billionaire. So everything about us, it starts with a company.
That
In
is so
psychology,
true.
it's called cognitive behavior. So your
Yes.
environment shapes you.
Yes, and I think it's something that I tend to mention a lot is that your chosen community is relatively important
Yeah.
because you are feeding into them, but they are also feeding into you. So
Exact.
what is being fed into you is essentially what will then grow.
Yeah, it's called
Wow.
environmental influence. Yeah.
Bana, what a
So our
smart man.
environments, they influence us. I want to even actually challenge young people. You either in your circle become an influence or a person who's influenced.
Yes.
So you have to choose. You can't be both. You either influence or you are influenced. I made up a decision. Made up my mind and said, I'm going to influence my surrounding. I'm going to influence systems. I will not become subject to the status quo.
Wow, that is absolutely beautiful as well as profound. I appreciate your time. Thank you for coming into studio. I do know that you are a busy man.